Hello students, this is online class of physics for class 12th, and today we are going to discuss part 5 of chapter 5, electrostatic potential and capacitance. In today's class we will discuss capacitors, and before going into capacitor, one topic I will cover known as corona discharge. Okay, let's start. In chapter 1, you have seen when two identical charged bodies or spheres are just brought in contact with each other, then there is a redistribution of charge and is equal to average of the two charges we have studied. But there was a restriction that the two spheres in contact should be identical, they should have equal radius. Okay, now there may be a case when the spheres are of different sizes, they are non-identical. So here is the topic. Using this topic you can answer this question: when two charged spheres of different radii are connected together by a conducting wire, then what will happen, right? See here on your screen, here this is a sphere A having charge q1, having charge density sigma 1, surface charge density sigma 1, right, and its radius as r1. Okay, this is the charge on this sphere, right? Similarly, we have another sphere B of radius r2 having charge q2 and surface charge density sigma 2. This diagram shows that r2 is greater than r1, right? But when you will use expressions only, then r1 and r2 means two spheres, radius of two spheres only. We don't know unless and until values of the radius given, right? Right now it means simple, they are non-identical. Okay, so what we can write about the potential and field of the spheres? Already we have studied about the potential and about field in chapter 1. So this sphere, the first sphere, has potential 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 by r1 on its surface. Okay, its charge is q1 and radius is r1, and because of this sphere there is an electric field on its surface at an outside point, at an inside point. We have studied the cases, different cases. So on its surface the electric field is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 by r1 square. Similarly, for second sphere we can write expression for its potential and expression for its field. Okay, so on your screen there are 4 equations. They represent electric potentials on their surfaces and electric field on their surfaces. Okay, now what we want to do, just we want to compare something. Tell me one thing, out of these two potentials V1 and V2, can you just conclude which of the two is greater? V1 is greater than V2 or V2 is greater than V1, or maybe V1 is equal to V2. It completely depends upon the values of Q and R, right? If R is small, Q is large, V is high. Okay, so we cannot say right now as per the diagram shown here that V1 is greater or V2 is greater, right? Don't make a conclusion just by the radius of the sphere. If the radius is a sphere, it can have greater potential. Small radius, greater potential. But at the same time, the value of charge also matters, right? So overall, there is a value of V1 and V2. Maybe V1 greater than V2 or V2 greater than V1, right? Or V1 is equal to V2. It is also possible. So there are two possibilities we are just kept here for the discussion, matter of discussion. Let V1 is greater than V2. Okay, first potential is more than the second one. Then what will happen? You can say that the see the diagram. If this V1 is greater than V2, okay, then it means the sphere A is at higher potential and B at lower potential. When we talk about higher and lower, it means a potential difference. Okay, so at this sphere A is at higher potential, B at lower potential, there is a potential difference, and the two spheres are connected by a conducting wire. Then what will happen? Charges start flowing from higher potential to lower potential. Okay, charge at A will decrease and charge at B will increase, and there a situation arises when the two spheres reach at a common potential such that no charges will flow. I want to discuss one point here for your knowledge. Suppose there is a charge capital Q. Okay, this is a charge capital Q, and at a distance r from it there are points like A, some more points you can consider like B and C. Tell me one thing, out of these 3 points, which one is at higher potential, A or B or C? You can use this expression, take r as a distance here. There is inverse relation between V and R. V is proportional to 1 by R. Do you remember the expression of electric potential due to a point charge? It says V equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. R is the distance. So higher is the distance, smaller is the value of potential. It means A is at higher potential, B is at lower potential, and C is further at lower potential. Potential keeps gradually decreases as we move away from the charge. Clear? Like at A, if you assume it as 20 volt, then at B it should be less than 20 volt. Let it is 16 volt. Okay, and at C it is 10 volt. It keeps on decreasing, right? So A is at higher potential, B is at lower potential, and between B and C, B is at higher and C is at lower. Okay, the point B is lower when we compare it with A, but point B is at higher potential when we compare it with C. Okay, clear? One more point. Suppose at B we keep a positive charge, any positive charge here. Then what will happen? This charge Q will repel this positive charge from B to C or from B towards C. Okay, so you can make a conclusion here that a positive charge moves from higher potential to lower potential. A positive charge moves from higher to lower potential. At this point, if we consider a negative charge, then this charge will attract this negative charge. So it will move from B to A, okay, towards A. It means it is moving from lower potential to higher potential. It is very important to note, right? What are the conclusions from this discussion? A positive charge moves from higher to lower potential, and a negative charge moves from lower to higher potential, right? So here also, suppose this V1 is greater than V2, okay, then what will happen? Since both are positive charges will move from that sphere which is at higher potential. Okay, if V1 is greater than V2, charges will move from A to B. If V2 is greater than V1, charges will flow or move from B to A. And because of this transfer of charge, okay, charge at one sphere decreases and on another sphere increases, and with the increase in charge, potential increases, with decrease in charge, potential decreases, right? And what will happen overall? A stage reaches, a situation arrives where the two sphere reach at a common potential. See here, if V1 is greater than V2, charges start flowing from sphere A to B, higher potential sphere to lower potential sphere, till they reach at a common potential. If V2 is greater than V1, charges will move from B to A. B is at higher potential, A is at lower potential, till they reach at a common potential. Okay. So when the two potentials become equal, you can just equate the two equations. We have written there as equation number 1 and equation number 3. Okay. Make a cancellation of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. You will reach up to this expression, Q1 by R1 is equal to Q2 by R2. Okay. So this is one expression, a ratio of charge and radius. Now once again, from this expression you can make another conclusion. Just cancel epsilon naught only, then you will write Q1 by 4 pi R1, Q2 by 4 pi R2. Multiply numerator and denominator by R1 in the left hand side, and multiply the numerator and denominator by R2 in the right hand side. What will happen? The denominator becomes 4 pi R1 square, okay, and 4 pi R2 square on the right hand side. So charge by area is called sigma, surface charge density. Charge by area is called surface charge density. So it is sigma into R, okay. Sigma 1 into R1 equals to sigma 2 into R2. So sigma into R is a constant, okay. If you take R to the other side, it will become sigma is equal to constant times 1 by R. So you can write sigma is proportional to 1 by R. Hence this is the conclusion. Charge density on the sharp pointed ends of a conductor is higher than on its flatter portions. Means sigma is inversely proportional to R. It means if there is a surface and there is variation in its curvature, then what will happen? At the pointed portions there will be higher density. Pointed portion means a smaller radius, higher density, and flatter portion means flatter and pointed. Pointed means a small radius and flatter means large radius, okay. And there is inverse relation. So at pointed portions there is higher charge density, and at flatter portions there is a lower charge density. It is shown by a diagram here. This is a surface of variable curvature, okay. You can see A is pointed, B is little flatter, and C is more flatter, okay. Or you can say that radius at A is small, radius at B is little more, and radius at C is larger. So what will happen? Charge density is highest on the pointed portion. Clear? I think okay. What will happen if more charges are added gradually? There will be a limit to store charge, and a situation will arrive when charges added get repelled back, okay. So tell me what will happen when more charges are added at A, B, C, okay. The charge density is highest at A, so it will saturate first. It will reach the maximum strength to store the charges first. So charges start leaking from A, okay. This is called corona discharge, right. You can note down this definition of coronal discharge. When charges are gradually added on a surface having variable curvature, then leakage of charge takes place from pointed portions first. It is called coronal discharge. This topic will be helpful when you will study Van de Graaff generator. Okay. There is one problem in NCERT 2.20. Read it out. Two charged conducting spheres of radii A and B. Okay. Right now we have discussed a topic with two spheres of radii R1 and R2. And in this problem, the radius are mentioned as A and B, small a and small b, are connected to each other by a wire. Okay. What is the ratio of electric fields at the surfaces of the two spheres? Okay. Next part is use the result obtained to explain why charge density on the sharp and pointed ends of a conductor is higher than on its flatter portion. This part is just discussed, okay, in the topic. This portion we can make an answer. We have equations 2 and 4 in the beginning where electric fields are mentioned. So ratio can be calculated easily. E1 by E2 can be written as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 by R1 square, and E2 is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q2 by R2 square. Simply cancel epsilon naught. So the denominator becomes 4 pi R square, means area. Overall it is sigma 1 and sigma 2, charge by area. So the required expression for the ratio of electric field is sigma 1 by sigma 2. Here you can conclude that higher the charge density, higher the electric field. So at pointed portions, higher charge density is there, so the strength of electric field is highest at pointed portions. Okay, one question you can make a note for NCERT 2.20. This whole discussion of the topic here is the answer of NCERT 2.20. Okay. Now come to our main topic of today's lecture, that is capacitors. Capacitors are earlier known as condensers. You have seen many examples like fan, the best one. Okay, one capacitor is used, or commercially it is named as condenser. We used to change the condenser when the speed of fan decreases, right? This diagram shows one capacitor. In many electronic boards you have seen such type of components connected in the circuit. They are condensers, right, or capacitors. For what purpose capacitors are used? The basic question is, I want to ask you people, tell me one thing. We are having water tanks in our houses. Okay, पानी की टंकी हम लगाते हैं घरों में. उसका पर्पस क्या होता है, क्यों लगाते हैं? अगर सप्लाई वाटर है तो हम उसको यूज़ कर सकते हैं, ठीक है. लेकिन वाटर टैंक लगाने का एक पर्पस है, वो ये कि वो स्टोर करके रखे ताकि वो हम कभी भी उसका यूज़ कर सकें, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं होने पे या सप्लाई बंद हो गई हो तब भी, राइट. देयर इज़ अ term we use, store, right? We want to store water, that's why water tanks are used. Okay, we have also discussed in class 11th gravitational potential energy. Potential energy is stored in a spring. Potential energy is stored in a mass kept at a height. In this chapter also we have discussed potential energy is stored in a system of charges. Okay, so there is a reason somewhere energy is stored in some form. So here capacitors are you can just mention it as a device. Capacitor is a device used to store electric charge and electrical energy. Obviously When we are storing charge, we are storing electrical energy. Okay, these are called capacitors. And a capacitor is normally consist of two plates, two conducting plates. Okay, and they are charged by equal and opposite charges. One plate is having plus q charge, then the other plate will have a negative equal charge, minus q. Okay, when the plates are charged, okay, then the capacitor is called a charged capacitor. When the plates are not given any charge, then also it is a capacitor, but it is uncharged. बहुत उसी तरह जैसे एक वाटर टैंक हम छत पे लगाते हैं, उसका नाम वाटर टैंक ही होगा अगर वो खाली भी हो, है कि नहीं? अगर उसमें वाटर नहीं भी है तो उसे हम क्या पुकारेंगे? वाटर टैंक ही कहेंगे ना, ठीक है? बिल्कुल। एक बल्ब है ना, वो हम लगाए हुए होते हैं, होल्डर्स में लगे होते हैं वो, अगर उन्हें ऑन नहीं किया है, ठीक है, तो भी वो बल्ब है। ऑन करते हैं, लाइट होती है, तब भी वो बल्ब है। बिल्कुल ठीक। सो यू कैन फाइंड आउट हेयर द डेफिनेशन सेज इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ टू कंडक्टिंग ऑब्जेक्ट्स. This definition doesn't mention that they are charged. It consists of two conducting objects, usually plates or sheets, separated by some distance. दो कंडक्टर होंगे और वो एक दूसरे से छोटे से डिस्टेंस से अलग होंगे. इस पूरे सिस्टम को क्या कहेंगे हम? कैपेसिटर कहेंगे. Capacitors are widely used in many electronic circuits and have applications in many areas. Okay, we will see it later. See the last one. It is an arrangement of two conductors carrying charges of equal magnitudes and opposite sign and separated by an insulating medium. There is a separation, it means there is a medium in between the two conductors, right? So this part is simple. This screen shows you a formal definition. What is the meaning of a capacitor? What you have concluded till now, 2-3 points. One point is capacitors are charge storage device. Okay. Second point, it is consist of two conducting plates separated by a small distance, having some insulating medium or dielectric medium between the two plates. Okay, right. And they are widely used in electronic circuits. Okay, come on, next. See here, you can see top right corner. They are battery shaped two conducting objects. One is having plus q and another is having minus q. आप मुझे बताइए ये चार्जेस प्लस क्यू और माइनस क्यू इस पे आएंगे कैसे? There may be two methods. One is start removing electrons from the first conductor and shift those electrons to the other conductor. Okay, then there is a positive charge on first one and there is equal negative charge on the second one, and this way you can create this capacitor. This is the first method. Second method, what you can do, you can connect the first one with positive terminal of a battery and the second one with the negative terminal of the battery. Okay, you can see here in this diagram. Okay, what will happen? From the positive terminal, charges will conduct to the positive plate, and from the negative terminal, charges will conduct to the negative plate. Tell me, the charges will continuously flow or will stop at some point? Definitely it will stop at some point. When this positive plate saturates to store charge, then the flow stops. There is a limit to store how much charge can this plate can hold, right? So what will happen? The two conductors are equal and oppositely charged by connecting the two plates by a battery. This capacitor is a parallel plate capacitor where the two plates are parallel to each other. The two plates can have a shape like rectangular or circular or in the shape of a square. Both plates should be of equal shape, right? This capacitor is symbolized by two parallel lines. This is the circuit symbol of a capacitor connected by a battery here, right? So this is all about a capacitor. A capacitor is consist of two equal and oppositely charged conducting plates separated by a small distance. Okay, so we have discussed here the first point and second point. Okay, and this is the third point, which is also discussed, I think, once. Yes, here it's one important point here. Once the capacitor is fully charged, potential difference between the conductors due to their equal and opposite charges becomes equal to the potential difference between the battery terminals. Let me explain. Suppose this battery has a potential difference of 10 volt, right? What is the meaning of 10 volt? Let this positive terminal is at 12 volt, okay, and this one at minus, let it is 2 volt, okay, 2 volt. Negative means low potential, positive means high potential. What will happen when you connect this plate? Left one will reach at 12 volt and this one at 2 volt, okay. Whatever is the potential of positive terminal will become the potential of this positive plate, and the potential of the negative terminal will become the potential of the negative plate. The difference between the terminals of the battery is called terminal voltage, which is here 12 minus 2, 10 volt, and now the potential difference between the plates is also equal to 12 minus 2 equals to 10 volt. Okay, so here the third point in yellow box is mentioning the same thing. Once the capacitor is fully charged, potential difference between the conductors due to their equal and opposite charges become equal to the potential difference between the बैटरी टर्मिनल. जो बैटरी टर्मिनल के क्रॉस पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस है वही पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस कैपेसिटर के प्लेट्स के बीच भी हो जाएगा. बैटरी 10 वोल्ट की है तो कैपेसिटर के प्लेट्स के बीच पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस भी 10 वोल्ट कहा जाएगा. समझ में आ रही बात? ओके. One conclusion, one mathematical conclusion is the charge on the plates of the capacitor is proportional to the potential difference applied. पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस जो बैटरी की है ये जितना ज़्यादा होगा प्लेट्स पे चार्ज उतना ज़्यादा आएगा. ओके, आपको याद है वन एक्सप्रेशन इज देयर, V इज इक्वल टू 1 बाई 4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट और इसके बाद क्या है Q बाई R, राइट. सो जस्ट रिलेट Q and V. The proportionality is there is a proportionality. Higher is the charge, higher is the potential, right? So from this mathematics we can conclude that charge on the plates of the capacitor is directly proportional to the potential difference. यहाँ पे कुछ बातें सीखिए और भी है. Q means what? Q, this Q doesn't represent plus Q or minus Q separately. हमें प्लस Q और माइनस Q हमने नहीं लिखा हुआ, हमने सिर्फ Q लिखा है, ठीक है. और ये V क्या है? क्या ये फर्स्ट वाले कंडक्टर का ये पोटेंशियल है या सेकंड का पोटेंशियल है या इनके बीच का ये पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस है, ठीक है. इनको समझते हैं. देखिए आपको याद होगा डाइपोल पढ़ा है हमने, ठीक है. ए डाइपोल इज कंसिस्ट ऑफ इक्वल एंड अपोजिट चार्जेस सेपरेटेड बाई स्मॉल सेपरेशन, स्मॉल डिस्टेंस, राइट. तो हम वहाँ क्या कहते थे? डाइपोल कहते थे चार्ज Q, ए डाइपोल ऑफ चार्ज Q. हम वहाँ नहीं कहते थे माइनस Q एंड प्लस Q, क्योंकि वहाँ डेफिनेशन में है डाइपोल मीन्स एक नेगेटिव एक पॉजिटिव होना है. उसी तरह जब आप कैपेसिटर कहते हो तो वहाँ पर एक नेगेटिव प्लेट और एक पॉजिटिव प्लेट होगा ही. हमें सिर्फ ये कहना है कि उसका चार्ज कितना, हमें किसी को बताना है चार्ज. कैपेसिटर बोल दिया मीन्स एक नेगेटिव एक पॉजिटिव बोल दिया. सिर्फ आप बताओ आप कि उसका चार्ज क्या है। तो अगर एक प्लेट प्लस क्यू चार्ज है, दूसरे पे माइनस क्यू चार्ज है, तो हमें कहना होगा दिस इज ए कैपेसिटर ऑफ चार्ज क्यू। क्लियर? ओके, so this one about Q it is clear. Now about V. What about V? V means this plate has a potential, negative plate has a potential, there is a potential difference, that is V. Okay, so this Q is proportional to V. Q is charge of the capacitor and V is the potential difference between the plates of the capacitor. Clear? So what will happen, we will write Q is equal to CV. Here it is written Q equals to CV. Okay, this Q equals to CV means what? This C is a proportionality constant. Okay, this one says that higher is the value of potential difference, higher is the value of charge. It's okay. Now there is a constant also, it is C, and it is named as capacitance of the capacitor. Okay, it is named as capacitance of the capacitor. What will happen? Higher is the value of C, higher is the value of Q. A capacitor can have higher capacitance, another capacitor can have a smaller capacitance. So this Q will be accordingly, right? Same voltage is applied, but one capacitor stores more charge, another capacitor stores less charge because of this capacitance, right? So there is a physical quantity called capacitance of a capacitor, which matters here. Okay, one capacitor can store more charge, another capacitor can store less charge when equal potential difference is applied in both, right? It is called its capacitance. It completely depends upon its geometry. We will see later. Capacitance of any capacitor completely depends upon geometry. It is a constant, mind it is a constant, it has a fixed value, and it completely depends upon the geometry of the capacitor. We will see here in next topic, right? Okay, from the above discussions, the last discussion, we will have few points. Just I have mentioned first that see, the net charge on the capacitor as a whole is 0. I think it's okay. One is having plus Q charge, another is having minus Q charge. So as a whole, the total charge of the capacitor is 0. Clear? Okay. It has the second part, I have just explained it. When we say that a capacitor has a charge Q, we mean the positively charged conductor has a charge plus Q and negatively charged conductor has a charge minus Q. Okay, discussion over. Second point, the positively charged conductor is at higher potential than the negatively charged conductor. It is very obvious. Okay, we have the relation 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. We have to substitute Q along with the sign. When the charge is positive, V is positive, and when the charge is negative, V is negative. Positive V means higher value, negative V means lower value. Okay, clear? So positive plate is at higher potential and negative plate is at lower potential. Next point. This about C. This C is called capacitance. It has a unit, and the unit is what? Coulomb per volt. Okay, Coulomb per volt. The units will be discussed, I think, in point number 4. This is C, and you can define it as Q by V, the ratio Q by V. Okay, or you can also say that the capacity of a capacitor, how much charge it can store, is represented by capacitance. Okay. See here in point number 4, capacitance depends on size and shape of the plates and the material between them. It does not depend on Q or V. ठीक है, राइट? Q और V पे डिपेंड ये नहीं करता, ये डिपेंड करता है उसकी ज्योमेट्री के ऊपर. ये हम लोग आगे देखेंगे, एक टॉपिक में इसको देखना है आगे. अबाउट इट्स यूनिट्स, इट इज़ फैराड विच इज़ इक्वल टू कूलम पर वोल्ट. आई थिंक ओके. C is equals to Q by V. That's why it is Coulomb by volt. It is also known as Farad. It is not Faraday. Be careful. Farad F. And Farad is very large unit. Try to memorize that part where we have said that Coulomb is very large, and their micro Coulomb is the popular unit. Similarly here, Farad is very large unit, and practically we will use microfarad, otherwise nanofarad and picofarad. Okay, and it is a scalar quantity. Sometimes its dimensions are asked in objective questions or 1 mark question. Dimension of capacitance you have to find out. So here you can see the process. C is equal to Q by V, and the dimension of charge, charge by time is equal to current I. So charge equals to current into time. Current you can write A and time as T. Few people used to write I for current, IT. Okay, so charge is okay, it is AT or IT. Okay, now about V. Okay, it is V. If you don't know V, then you can convert like W by Q. V you can substitute by W by Q. If you know about V, you can directly substitute here. Suppose we have changed. W means work. Work has SI unit joule, and work has dimension ml square t minus 2, and Q AT is substituted here, and it's a square, A square T square. Just calculate it, you will get the dimension of the capacitance. Okay, come on. Next topic is types of capacitors. There are 3 types of capacitor we will see in our discussion. The main topic is parallel plate capacitor. When you say a capacitor, when you just encounter anywhere in a problem a capacitor is there, it means a parallel plate capacitor. By default, capacitor means a parallel plate capacitor, and this is the diagram here which shows what is a parallel plate capacitor. It consists of 2 parallel plates of equal dimension, maybe both square or rectangular or circular. There is a small separation. Okay, conducting plate A and conducting plate B is there, and the separation has some material, some medium which is dielectric. So this is all about parallel plate capacitor. Now this one is cylindrical capacitor. Cylindrical capacitor has 2 coaxial cylinders. One plate is positively charged, another plate is negatively charged. Normally the inner plate is positively charged, outer plate is negatively charged, but both you can interchange. Outer one can also be positively charged, then the inner one becomes negatively charged. And this is the commercially used cylindrical capacitor. And for your information, little more information, it is described here how it is constructed, how it looks from its inside. Okay, the same thing is there. Okay, there is an inner cylinder, there is an outer cylinder, right? Okay, one more capacitor is there, that is a spherical capacitor. It has one inner sphere, one outer sphere, both are concentric. Okay, any capacitor can be symbolized by this symbol in a circuit. It means a capacitor. It doesn't mean a spherical or cylindrical or parallel capacitor. Any capacitor, each capacitor we have to denote by this symbol. Okay, do you know about the resistor? No, we have the circuit symbol like this. It represents a bulb, it represents a fan. Anything which produces a resistance is symbolized by this symbol, right? In similar manner, here also a capacitor is denoted by this symbol in a circuit. Okay, what we have to study, little bit, let us make a plan here. We have to find out कैपेसिटेंस ऑफ ईच टाइप ऑफ कैपेसिटर. हर एक कैपेसिटर का कैपेसिटेंस निकालना है. मैंने कहा कैपेसिटेंस उनकी ज्योमेट्री पे डिपेंड करती है. अगर हम स्फेरिकल कैपेसिटर का कैपेसिटेंस निकालेंगे तो उसकी ज्योमेट्री R1 और R2 है बस, तो उसके कैपेसिटेंस के फॉर्मूले में आप देखेंगे R1 और R2 नज़र आएगा. इफ़ वी कैलकुलेट अबाउट द कैपेसिटेंस ऑफ दिस पैरेलल प्लेट कैपेसिटर, देन इसकी ज्योमेट्री पे वो डिपेंड करेगा, और ज्योमेट्री में आएगा क्या क्या, इट्स एरिया, इट्स सेपरेशन D, द डाइलेक्ट्रिक मीडियम, दैट्स इट. सिमिलरली एक सिलेंड्रिकल कैपेसिटर का कैपेसिटेंस निकालेंगे, उसकी ज्योमेट्री पे डिपेंडेंट एक्सप्रेशन हमें मिलेगा, और वो एक्सप्रेशन में क्या होगा बताइए आप, the 2 radius and its length, the 3 physical quantities only. Okay. About cylindrical capacitor and spherical capacitor, there are problems given in the exercise of the NCERT book. Okay, it is not described in the textbook. Nowhere it is mentioned that this is about cylindrical capacitor, this is about spherical capacitor. It is given as a problem in NCERT exercise. Okay, we will but we will find out expressions for all these three. Okay. Okay, next topic. This is one information. It is called capacitor rating. अब आपके पास कोई कैपेसिटर होगा तो उस पर इस तरह से आप प्रिंटेड देखेंगे 4700 माइक्रोफैराड 25 वोल्ट. First one is okay. It is the capacitance of this capacitor. What about this 25 volt? It means this capacitor should be used at a potential difference equal to 25 volt or less than 25 volt. More than 25 volt cannot be applied here, otherwise it will get damaged. So you will whenever you purchase a capacitor, you have to see the potential difference. Okay, it is normally 10 volt, 16 volt, 25 volt, 35 volt, like that, 400 volt, 1000 volt, and there is a capacitance also, right? This is called capacitor rating, voltage rating. The capacitance value of two different capacitors may exactly be the same, and the voltage rating of the two capacitors are different. आपके पास दो कैपेसिटर 4700 माइक्रोफैराड का हो सकता है, लेकिन इसकी वोल्टेज रेटिंग किसी एक में होगी 25 वोल्ट, दूसरे में होगी 100 वोल्ट. ठीक है, दिस इज कॉल्ड वोल्टेज रेटिंग ऑफ ए कैपेसिटर. This is an additional topic that is not given in your textbook, but you have to know it. Okay. Okay, the first formula we have obtained already, Q equals to CV. From the definition of the capacitor or capacitance, we have one formula, Q equals to CV. First formula we are having. Now proceed for the second formula of this portion, capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. Okay. See the diagram. In this diagram there are two plates, parallel plates. One is positively charged, another is negatively charged, plus Q and minus Q. The separation is D, plate area is A. Okay, and when we don't say anything about the medium, it means there is air or vacuum, right? So it is not mentioned here what is the medium in between the two plates. Let it is as air or vacuum. Now use your concepts of chapter 1. At the concluding video of chapter 1, we have finalized that between these two plates there is an electric field sigma by epsilon naught, outside 0. याद है, outside 0 electric field, and in between the plates there is an electric field sigma by epsilon naught. Okay, and sigma is defined as charge by area. Okay, one thing you have to notice here, this expression sigma by epsilon naught is derived for infinitely long thin sheet of charge, infinitely long. Okay, but this capacitor has a finite area, okay, of the plate. So can we use this expression or not? It should be discussed. See here, if the distance is very very small, such that d square is very very small in comparison to the area, if the distance is very small in comparison to the area, then what will happen? For this distance, this sheet can be treated as infinite sheet. Okay, so the expression can be used in case d is very very small. This d should be small, then only the equation 1 is valid. Okay, right. Now in equation 1 we have substituted the value of sigma. Sigma means Q by A. We are having this much, Q by A epsilon naught as equation number 3. Now come to this definition, V equals to ED. Do you remember E is equal to minus dV by dr. Okay, this expression means there is a variation in potential with displacement or distance, and this ratio is equal to field. But if somewhere there is uniform field, then you can simply replace this dV by V and this dr by a distance like d. So we have V equals to E into d. We can write V equals to E into d, since there is uniform field. Understood? Uniform field means what? Sigma by epsilon naught is a field which is a constant field. Sigma is a constant value, epsilon naught is a constant. So this field is constant, and because of this constant field we can write this expression. No need to go into differential format. Okay, now substitute the value of E from equation number 3, Q by A epsilon naught, right? So what will happen? This equation 4 we will obtain. Now let C is the capacitance of the capacitor. So you can write Q equals to CV. If C is the capacitance, then we have a relation Q equals to CV, and we have obtained this equation 4 as Q equals to this bracket into V. Then what we can do? We can compare equation 4 and 5. Then we will obtain this C equals to this bracket, that is epsilon naught A by D. And if there is a medium of dielectric constant K, then this epsilon naught should be replaced by epsilon. Okay, and this epsilon is equals to K epsilon naught. Okay, for air this K you can replace it by 1, and again you will obtain this relation. So here let us discuss this expression, final expression K epsilon naught A by D. What we have said earlier, that this capacitance is a constant which purely depends upon the geometry of the capacitor. In this expression there is area, there is distance, and the dielectric constant of the medium in between the two plates, right? So this is all about parallel plate capacitor, its capacitance. From the expression C equals to K epsilon naught A by D, we can make some conclusions also. We can write some notes here. In the first box you can see, if the area of cross section of the capacitor plates is increased, if you increase this area, what will happen? The capacitance will increase. Okay, simply when you increase area, capacitance will increase without disturbing the potential difference. There is a potential difference applied across the plates of a capacitor, right? Increasing area will increase the capacitance. Okay, very simple. Now see this second box. It has many points. If the distance D between the two plates is reduced, right, the potential difference between the plates decreases with E constant. समझ में आ रहा है? If D is reduced, okay, if D decreases, then from this relation V equals to ED, if this D decreases, V will decrease. Okay, if you decrease the distance, potential difference will decrease. And from this relation, if you decrease D, the capacitance increases. Okay, so here you see, as a result, voltage difference between the terminals of the battery increases, which in turn leads to an additional flow of charge to the plates from the battery till the voltage on the capacitor equals the battery terminal voltage. समझ में आया क्या हो गया यहाँ पे? क्या हो गया? If you decrease D, potential difference decreases. कौन सा potential difference decrease हुआ है? Between the plates of the capacitor. कैपेसिटर के प्लेट्स के बीच एक पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस है, वो कम हो गया डी को डिक्रीज करने से. ठीक, तो अब ये पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस कम हो गया, बैटरी का पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस जो था वही है, तो वैसे केस में अब बैटरी का पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस ज़्यादा कहलाएगा, है ना. तो इस बड़े पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस की वजह से और चार्ज प्लेट्स की तरफ मूव करेगा, ठीक है। और वो चार्ज जब वहाँ मूव करेगा तो चार्ज बढ़ गया डी के कम करने की वजह से, या आप कह सकते हैं उसकी कैपेसिटेंस बढ़ गई। तो आप यहाँ जो एक्सप्रेशन में आप देख रहे हो कि विथ डिक्रीज इन डी कैपेसिटेंस इंक्रीजेज, इसका पीछे का रीज़न समझ में आया, ठीक है। इसी तरह से इसका एक रिवर्स केस भी है। सपोज द डिस्टेंस इज इंक्रीज्ड, अगर डिस्टेंस बढ़ा दें, ठीक है, तो ये v इक्वल्स टू ई डी के एक्सप्रेशन से क्या दिखेगा, d के इंक्रीज करने से v विल इंक्रीज। इट मीन्स कैपेसिटर के प्लेट्स के बीच जो पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस है वो बढ़ गया है, बैटरी के बीच का टर्मिनल का जो पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस है वही है। तो ऐसे ही कंडीशन में क्या होगा, ये प्लेट्स के पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस को बैटरी के पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस के बराबर आने के लिए खुद को पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस को कम करना है। तो चार्ज वहाँ से क्या होगा, जाएगा बैटरी की तरफ, चार्ज वहाँ से कम होगा, ठीक है, ओके, चार्ज वहाँ कम होगा। इट मीन्स विथ इंक्रीज इन डी कैपेसिटेंस डिक्रीजेस, आई थिंक, ओके, राइट। नेक्स्ट, सी हियर, हम लोगों ने अभी भी बात की थी कि ये जो प्लेट्स हैं वो इनफाइनाइट नहीं है, ये फाइनाइट शीट्स हैं, और हम लोग इनको इनफाइनाइट की तरह से तभी यूज़ कर सकते हैं जब इनके बीच के डिस्टेंस का स्क्वायर इस प्लेट के एरिया से छोटा हो, राइट। डिस्टेंस इज़ वेरी वेरी स्मॉल in comparison to its area, then only you can use the relation E equals to sigma by epsilon naught, right. There is a term here that is called fringing field. This fringing field is actually the curved electric field at the edges, okay. It is not perpendicular here like that. At edges the electric field is like that, right. This field is called fringing field, okay, clear. Additional information. Now come to some problems, easy problems. We are having two formulas right now. One is Q equals to CV, another is capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor C equals to capital K epsilon naught A by D, right. See, one example is here in the box. You can see the problem. A parallel plate capacitor has square plates of side 5 cm, okay, स्क्वायर है ये और उसकी ये साइड 5 सेंटीमीटर, यहाँ से आप एरिया निकाल सकते हैं, साइड स्क्वायर, ओके। सेपरेटेड बाय ए डिस्टेंस ऑफ 1 mm, ये डिस्टेंस है d, स्मॉल d है ये, 1 mm। 1 mm मीन्स 10 to the power minus 3 मीटर। कैलकुलेट द कैपेसिटेंस ऑफ दिस कैपेसिटर। फर्स्ट पार्ट देखते हैं पहले। द कैपेसिटेंस ऑफ द कैपेसिटर इज C equals to epsilon naught A by D. There is no K here because there is no mention of medium, so it is treated as 1 like air, right. You know the value of epsilon naught, it is also mentioned here in the problem, 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12. Just substitute the value of epsilon naught. Area 5 centimeter means 5 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter, इसका स्क्वायर करेंगे 25 into 10 to the power minus 4, okay. And distance d is 1 mm, 1 millimeter is 10 to the power minus 3 meter. Just calculate it and the answer will be in farad. You can also change it in picofarad also. 10 to the power minus 12 means pico, right. Second part is there. If a 10 volt battery is connected to the capacitor, what is the charge stored in any one of the plates, right. Just you know that plates have equal charge, opposite sign, and that charge can be calculated by this relation Q equals to CV. Just multiply C and the applied voltage is 10 volt, okay. Easy calculation. Next, this is NCERT problem 2.5. In this problem there is a parallel plate capacitor with air between the plates, right, clear. It is mentioned air between the plates, has a capacitance of 8 picofarad, right. एक पैरेलल प्लेट कैपेसिटर है, उनके प्लेट्स के बीच एयर है और वो 8 पिकोफराड कैपेसिटेंस का है, ठीक है। 8 सी द सोल्यूशन, 8 picofarad means 8 into 10 to the power minus 12 farad. So epsilon naught A by D is equal to 8 into 10 to the power minus 12. One expression, it is now ready. Now move to next part. What will be the capacitance if the distance between the plates is reduced by half? Distance को आधा कर दिया गया and the space between them is filled with a substance of dielectric constant 6. Two changes. Okay, whatever is mentioned earlier, two changes are made. First, distance is reduced to half. Okay, and the space which was earlier air is now filled with a material of dielectric constant 6. 6 means mica, याद रखिएगा. Okay. So what will happen if you want to calculate a new capacitance? Then it is now equals to you have to apply a formula K epsilon naught A by D. K लगाना होगा. K की जगह क्या रखेंगे? 6. एप्सिलॉन नॉट की वैल्यू ऑलरेडी जानते हैं. A जो माना था हमने A, नया D है D by 2. So what will happen? This 2K is equals to 12. 2 into 6. रेस्ट एप्सिलॉन नॉट A by D की जो वैल्यू है वो यहाँ ऊपर निकाली गई है 8 into 10 to the power minus 12. वो पूरा का पूरा रिप्लेस कर दिया गया. इट इज़ नाउ 96 into 10 to the power minus 12 farad, 96 picofarad. Okay, over. Next NCERT problem is 2.8. Very simple. In this problem, every parameter is available and you have to obtain charge. There is a formula C is equals to epsilon naught A by D, and there is another formula Q equals to CV. You have to use these two or any one, whichever is applicable, right? So what we have calculated, there is a parallel plate capacitor with air between the plates. Each plate has area. Area is given and distance is given 3 mm, right? Calculate the capacitance. So capacitance, use the formula epsilon naught A by D. Medium is not mentioned, so don't use capital K epsilon naught A by D. K is replaced by 1 here. So it is calculated 18 picofarad. Now it is connected with a 100 volt supply. Okay, 100 volt की supply से connect करेंगे उनके plates को. Then what will happen? Charges will reach on the plates and the charge has a magnitude equal to CV. C or V multiply कीजिए, you will obtain the result Q. Okay, this is all about 2.8. Now 2.9. 2.9. It is a little bit connected with 2.8 also. Explain what would happen if in the capacitor given in question number 2.8 a 3 mm thick mica sheet of dielectric constant 6 were inserted between the plates while the voltage supply remained connected after the supply was disconnected. चलिए समझते हैं इसे. क्या है, पिछला जो सवाल में आपने C निकाला है, ठीक है, वो C कितना आया था? It is equals to 1.8 into 10. It is charge. Okay, this one C 18 picofarad, 18 into 10 to the power minus 12 farad. ये निकाल चुके हैं हम लोग, उनके सारे वैल्यूज़ दिए हुए थे एरिया और डी. इट इज़ 18 into 10 to the power minus 12, 18 picofarad. It is not 18, it should be, I think you have to check the calculation. It should be 108. It is a matter to check 108. It should be 108. Okay, I think there is a calculation or misprint. It is a misprint. It is 108 because in the next slide it is 108. Okay, calculation is not a problem, you can check it. What is asked here is very important to learn. समझ रहे हैं क्या करना है? यहाँ पे एक कैपेसिटर है, उसकी कैपेसिटेंस है जो आपने पिछले सवाल में कैलकुलेट कर लिया है. अब उसको क्या करना है कि उस कैपेसिटर को आपने 100 वोल्ट की बैटरी से लगाया हुआ था, वैसे ही लगा रहने देना है, ठीक है. और उनके प्लेट्स के बीच जो जगह खाली है उसमें हमें एक उसी स्पेस के जैसा एक स्लैब माइका का जिसका डाइलेक्ट्रिक कांस्टेंट 6 है उसे हम इंसर्ट करेंगे. तो उसको इंसर्ट कर देने से क्या क्या चीज़ों पर क्या फ़र्क पड़ेगा. जैसे एक कैपेसिटर पे चार्ज होता है, उसके प्लेट्स के बीच पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस है, उसका अपना कैपेसिटेंस है, उससे क्या होगा. तो सबसे पहली चीज़ है वो है रिगार्डिंग कैपेसिटेंस. चूँकि पहले एयर था और अब ये हो गया है माइका. ओके, oh you can see here, no it is multiplied by 6, that's why it is 100. Okay, 2.8 calculation is okay, no issue, right? So what will happen, because this is mica, so the capacitance becomes 6 times, that's why it is 100. Okay, Earlier I have mentioned that in question number 2.8 that there is a calculation problem, but no, it's okay. Okay, come on, let's move ahead. So what I am discussing here, in both the cases, बैटरी लगाकर आप रखें या बैटरी हटाकर की बात करें, अगर उनके प्लेट्स के बीच में कोई डाइलेक्ट्रिक मटेरियल इंसर्ट की गई है तो उसका कैपेसिटेंस नया होगा k इप्स नॉट a बाई डी के, मतलब k टाइम्स हो जाएगा. k की वैल्यू यहाँ 6 है, तो पहले जो भी कैपेसिटेंस रहा था एयर की वजह से, अब वो 6 टाइम्स हो जाएगी, चाहे बैटरी का कनेक्शन बना रहे या बैटरी का कनेक्शन हटा दिया जाए. ठीक है, तो एक चेंज ये आया कि कैपेसिटेंस हो गई है 6 टाइम्स. 1 पॉइंट. सेकेंड पॉइंट इज रिगार्डिंग द चार्ज वैल्यू एंड पोटेंशियल. चार्ज की बात कर लेते हैं पहले. चार्ज क्या होगा जब बैटरी कनेक्शन में होगी और आप इंसर्ट करेंगे, कैपेसिटेंस उसकी 6 टाइम्स हो गई है, तो चार्ज भी तो अब और सप्लाई होगा ना. अभी मैंने कुछ देर पहले भी डिस्कस किया था इसको. ठीक है, सो व्हाट विल हैपन, सी द कैलकुलेशन ऑफ द ए पार्ट. यू कैन सी हियर Q इक्वल्स टू सी वी. C की वैल्यू और 100 वोल्ट को मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो Q की ये नई वैल्यू आ जाएगी, जो कि पहले के जो Q के वैल्यू उसका 6 टाइम्स हो जाएगा, क्योंकि यहाँ पे एक 6 एक्स्ट्रा है. 108 है जो पहले सिर्फ 18 था, है ना, उसमें 100 से मल्टीप्लाई यहाँ किया गया है, राइट. तो सो चार्ज बिकम 6 टाइम्स, कैपेसिटेंस बिकम 6 टाइम्स, and voltage remains same because battery is still connected. So same potential difference is applied, same potential difference exists across the plates of the capacitor. Now the second part means first battery supply is disconnected, and then the slab was inserted. Then what will happen, the charge reached to the plates will remain same. There will be no change in the charge because there is no battery, no more charge can come or go, so charge remains at there as constant. जो था पहले वही रहेगा. कैपेसिटेंस इसकी 6 टाइम्स हो गई है, चार्ज वही रहेगा जो था, जो पहले कैलकुलेट किया गया था क्वेश्चन नंबर 2.8 में. और V हम निकालेंगे इस बार फिर से एक बार, Q बाई C करेंगे तो V की वैल्यू अब देखिए ये कम हो गई है. 100 वोल्ट जो लगाया गया था वो अब 16.66 वोल्ट है. ठीक है, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन, ये बहुत बार आया है, इसको ध्यान से देखिए. नेक्स्ट इज 2.24. इट इज आल्सो वेरी सिंपल प्रॉब्लम. इन दिस प्रॉब्लम एवरी पैरामीटर इज गिवन, लाइक C is given and D is given and area is asked, right. What is the area of the plate of 2 farad, okay, parallel plate capacitor. So C value is given 2 farad. Given that the separation is 0.5 centimeter, it is 0.5 centimeter. D is given, C is given, D is given, A is to be calculated. So go for this relation. No medium is given, so there is no need of K. The calculation comes out to be 1130 square kilometer. It is alarming. 1130 square kilometer. Area is very, very large, right. Area is very large. Why? Because this capacitance is 2 farad. Farad is a very large capacitance. Normally we used to calculate in microfarad, picofarad, like that. Okay, you will see in topics to be discussed later that earth has a capacitance equal to 711 microfarad only. 711 माइक्रोफराड कैपेसिटेंस है अर्थ की, जबकि अर्थ इतना बड़ा रेडियस का है. ऐसे को अगर कैपेसिटर बनाए तो उसकी कैपेसिटेंस 711 माइक्रोफराड आती है केवल. ओके, क्लियर. सो ये जो प्रॉब्लम है, दिस प्रॉब्लम इज सिंपली गिव्स यू अ लेसन दैट फराड is a large capacitance. Here it is also mentioned this bracket. You will realize from your answer why ordinary capacitors are in the range of microfarad or less. Okay, clear. बस इसे सिखाने के लिए आपको ये सवाल दिया गया था. Next will be discussed in next video, part 6. Okay, so wait till part 6. Okay, thanks for watching.